has been fun.
Yes, I suppose so.
I must say it was extremely funny at home.
Yes, it certainly was.
What's the matter?
The matter?
Yes, just some thoughts. You're quite well.
Perfectly. I think I'll have another drink. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
It's rather chilly in this room.
We'll come by the fire.
I don't think I'll make any notes tonight. Start fresh tomorrow. My God.
Charles! That was very clumsy, Charles, dear.
Elvira, then it's true. It was you.
Charles! Of course it was. Charles? Darling Charles, what are you talking about?
Are you a ghost?
I suppose I must be. It's all very confusing.
Charles, what do you keep looking over there for? Look at me. What happened?
Don't you see?
See what?
Elvira!
Elvira!
Yes, Elvira, dear. This is Ruth. Ruth, this is Elvira.
What comes it down here?
Do you mean to say you can't see her?
Listen, Charles, you just sit down quietly by the fire and I will mix you another drink. Don't worry about the mess on the carpet. Edith will clean it up in the morning.
But you must be able to see her. She's... Look, there, in front of you.
Are you mad? What happened to you?
You really can't see her.
If this is a joke, dear, it has gone quite far enough now. Sit down, for God's sake, and don't leave it up.
What am I to do? What the hell am I to do?
I thought you'd be a little more pleased to see me. After all, you conjured me up.
I didn't do any such thing.
Nonsense! Of course you did. That child with the cold came and told me you wanted to see me urgently.
It was all a mistake, a horrible mistake.
Stop talking like that, Charles.
As I told you before, the joke has gone far enough.
I've gone mad. That's what it is. I've simply gone raving mad.
Here, drink this.
This is appalling.
Relax.
How can I relax? I shall never be able to relax again as long as I live.
Drink some brandy.
Now, are you satisfied?
Now sit down.
Why are you so anxious for me to sit down? What will that do?
I want you to relax. You can't relax standing up.
African natives can. They can stand one leg for hours.
I don't happen to be an African native.
You don't happen to be what?
An African native.
What's that got to do with it?
It doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. We'll say no more about it. But see, I've sat down.
Would you like some more brandy?
Yes, please.
Very unwise, Charles. You've always had a weak head.
I could drink you under the table.
There's no need to be aggressive, Charles. I'm doing my best to help you.
I'm sorry.
Drink this and then we'll go to bed.
Get rid of her, Charles. Then we can talk in peace.
That's a thoroughly immoral suggestion, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What is there immoral in that?
I wasn't talking to you.
Well, then who were you talking to?
To Elvira.
Oh, to hell with Elvira!
There now, she's getting
I
cross.
don't blame her.
Well, what don't you blame her for?
Oh, God.
Now, look here, Charles. I gather that you've got some kind of plan behind all of this, but I'm not quite the fool. I suspected you when you were doing that idiotic
Don't
sting
be
on
silly. What sort of plan would I have?
Well, I don't know. It could have something to do with the characters in your book or how they or one of them would react in a certain situation. I refuse to be used as a guinea pig unless I am warned beforehand what it is all about.
Elvira is here, Ruth, and she's standing a few yards away from you.
Yes, dear. I can see her distinctly. Under the piano with a zebra!
But, Ruth...
I will not stay here arguing any longer.
Hooray!
Shut up!
How dare you speak to me that way?
Listen, Ruth, please listen.
I will not listen to any more of this nonsense. You're going to bed now. I will leave you to turn off the lights. I shouldn't sleep. I'm too upset. So you can come say goodnight to me if you like.
That's big of her, I must
Be
say.
quiet. You're behaving like a gutter snipe.
That is all I have to say. Good night, Charles.
Ruth.
That was one of the most enjoyable half hours I've ever
Elvira, how could you?
Poor Ruth.
This is obviously a hallucination, isn't it?
I'm afraid I don't know the technical term for it.
What am I to do?
What Ruth suggested. Relax.
Where have you come from?
Do you know it's very peculiar, but I've sort of forgotten.
Are you to be here indefinitely?
I'm afraid I don't know that either.
Oh my God.
Why? Would you hate it so much if I was?
Well, you must admit it would be rather embarrassing.
I don't see why, really. It's all a question of adjusting yourself. Anyhow, I think it's horrid of you to be so unwelcoming and disagreeable.
Now look here, Elvira.
I do. I think you're mean.
Try to see my point, dear. I've been married to Ruth for 5 years. You've been dead for 7.
Not dead, Charles. Passed over. It's considered vulgar to say dead where I come from.
Passed over, then?
At any rate, now that I'm here, the least you can do is make a pretense of being amiable about it.
Of course, my dear. I'm delighted in one way.
I don't believe you love me anymore.
I shall always love the memory of you.
You mustn't find me unreasonable, but I really am a little hurt. You called me back, and at a great inconvenience I came. You've been thoroughly churlish ever since I arrived.
Believe me, Elvira, I most emphatically did not call you back. There's been some mistake.
Well, somebody did, and that child said it was you. I remember I was playing backgammon with a very sweet old Oriental gentleman. I think his name was Genghis Khan, and I'd throw double sixes, and then the child paged me, and the next thing I knew I was in his room. Perhaps it was your subconscious.
You must find out whether you are going to stay here or not, and we can make arrangements accordingly.
I don't see how I can.
Well, try to think. There must be someone you know that you can get in touch with over there, on the other side, or whatever it's called, who can advise you.
I can't think. It seems so far away, as though I dreamed it.
You must know somebody else besides Genghis Khan.
Oh, Charles!
What is it?
I want to cry, but I don't think I'm able to.
What do you want to cry for?
It's seeing you again, and you being so irascible like you used to be.
I don't mean to be irascible, Elvira.
Darling, I don't mind. I never did.